Before we get into today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Open Doors, Open Mind YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and now TikTok. Links to all will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's watch the episode.
So, Daniel couldn't make it,
He couldn't make it, no.
so we kind of put in you instead.
Yeah, the upgrade.
I don't think Daniel was going to agree with that one, but
Look, if Daniel wanted to be here, he'd be here. What's this, episode 36 now, isn't it?
36.
36. And the Christmas special.
It is the Christmas special.
And you look so festive.
I am very festive. What do you mean?
Where's your
Hang,
go?
what's that then?
This is Raw.
Oh, that's Christmas, is it?
I'll tell you what, somewhere out there is an episode of Peppa Pig where the little baby George has a dinosaur with a Christmas hat. That's what this is.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Daniel, hurry up and come back, will you? Let's start the new year 2023 with the right episodes. So, obviously, question for you.
Yeah, go on then.
You edit and bits and pieces for
Yeah.
for the Open Doors, Open Mind.
Yeah, which I don't think people are aware of.
What, that you do the editing?
That I do the editing and that I'm the voice at the start asking everyone to like and subscribe. I don't think people know that.
Did that like hurt a little bit?
No.
Oh.
Not at
Obviously, you just had to mention it, right?
Yeah, just had, the people need to know where I've been.
Where have you been?
I've been at uni.
Right.
Head down, in the books, or laptop. In my
So,
case.
yeah, you've been at uni.
Yes.
Question for you then. So, obviously, you've edited and you know what with the last couple of questions was. Can you cure mental health? From being a younger generation and obviously being at uni and bits and pieces, what do you think on it?
I feel like, because I saw the response on Instagram, because I was the one that actually obviously picked out that quote to post.
Yeah.
And then I remember waking up the next day, looking at it, and I remember shitting myself thinking that you lot were going to be mad at me because we got such a negative response. Well, not a negative response, but we had a few people have a go at us in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And then I showed it to my mate, and he even said that's a bit of a touchy subject. And I was like, well, at the end of the day, it's what
Is mental health a touchy subject?
Yeah, mental health is a touchy subject, and obviously, what was the guy's response? He was like, obviously there are cures for it. He said, or mental illnesses, you can get cured for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that simple. I think it's a case of, like you said and like Daniel said, it depends on the person. If you have a mental illness like schizophrenia or depression, you can obviously take antidepressants or I'm not sure what the medication is for schizophrenia.
But does that get rid of it, or is that?
I wouldn't say it gets rid of it. For some people, it can get rid of it. It depends on the person. Like, not every form of like physical like drug medicine is going to work for everyone. People go on antidepressants. Sometimes they feel amazing. Sometimes it makes them feel worse. And sometimes people just learn to deal with the depression without the use of medication. So in a sense of, is mental health curable? It depends on the person. It's very subjective.
It's not a bad way of looking at it.
Yeah, because it's like, just because one thing works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. There's a chance it might work for everyone, but there's always that chance that it's also not.
I would like to think in my lifetime there would be a cure.
Yeah, and there might be, but that cure doesn't have to necessarily be through medication. It can just be through you going to therapy, you exercising, and you waking up one day thinking, you know what, I actually haven't had a bad thought in a while, or I've actually felt really good about myself for a while, and that just becomes the normal. Mm-hmm. Like when you how do I put it? You go about your day, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I haven't actually done this in a while. Huh. Like, let's say you had a bad habit. Like, let's say you stopped smoking. You just decided one day to stop smoking. And then one day you realise, hang on a sec, it's actually been like 6 months. I thought it'd only been like 2 weeks.
But does that make you a non-smoker, or?
No, but it means you're on the right path to quitting. And if that means if you don't ever smoke again, and you've realised, oh, actually it's been 6 months, I haven't smoked again, and you continue to not smoke again, then essentially you've cured yourself from smoking. I believe it's the same for mental health. If you wake up one day, whether it's because of medication or if it's because of something you've done personally, if you wake up one day and you say and you realise, I haven't had a bad thought, or I'm starting to feel better in myself, or whatever like mental illness you suffer from, you just feel like, you're not experiencing that negative effect from it anymore.
Yeah.
Then I would say you're cured. So can it be cured? Yes, but at the same time, it can also be managed, because not everyone's going to find it that easy to just wake up one day and realise, I don't feel bad anymore.
I'm cured, and
it can be like it can be a bit of, not a spiral, but like ups and downs. You can have 3 months where you feel amazing, then you can have 2 weeks where you feel really like shit, and then again, and it can be vice versa. So it can be managed, but I also think it can be cured. It is subjective to the person.
It's not a bad way of looking at it. So from a student's point of view, do you think people, obviously, what university do you go to?
So I go to Solent University down in Southampton.
So a question for you then. Do you think, what we just do with your course?
Yeah.
So do you think there's people suffering with their mental health because of the courses they're on?
I'm trying to think. What's the best way to put this? I believe, obviously, I believe everyone suffers from some sort of like mental health crisis or like conundrum or stress at uni. Every student suffers with stress, whether it's you got to get your assignment in on time, you got to balance your work life with your uni life, you got to make sure you've got money to like spend on things you need as well as things you want, and buy food every week. Uni life is stressful, and it can cause people it can be too much for people. I remember in my first year, I knew loads of people who just turned around and said, look, it's too much. I can't hack it. I had a mate of mine. She moved out 3 months in. She's now, I think, living in London. She's doing really well and she's happy with herself. I had another mate of mine who didn't say anything to anyone and just up and left after Christmas. We didn't hear from him for months. And then we all got really worried as his flatmates. We'd only known him a few months, but it's like without saying anything. And then we heard from him. I think we heard from him only start of the summer, and we were all like, "Oh my god!" And he says he's doing fine, as far as I know. And I've got other people who have been stressed out this year. I've got mates who have just started their first year, and my building, 2 blocks in my building flooded, and a lot of people were relocated to live in hotels for ages. And that messed up a few people. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm panicking because all my stuff's been ruined. I've got to go uni. I'm living in a hotel. I can't."
Extra stress that they didn't need.
Yeah,
right?
It's like extra, like money, stress, and all this. I remember when it happened. I was lucky because the way my building's laid out, it's A and B block are here. No, sorry, B and C block are here. A block's here, and there's a lot more floors. So I was the lucky one. But I had mates who were literally queuing up until 5 a.m. outside main reception, having to get hotels in Southampton, and when that weren't working, they were being shipped off to Portsmouth and places like that.
And then still had to get back to do the classes the following day, right?
Exactly, yeah. And it's and one of the blocks went back earlier this month, but the other one only just went back yesterday.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
literally just in time to break up for Christmas.
And a lot of them were told it was going to be 1 week fix, then it was going to be a 2 week, then it was November. Now it's they were told start of next year, but obviously it's now, so it's good, but it's still not great,
Yeah, I can see how that would affect someone's mental health, especially if you've got the normal stresses of life, plus that on top of it.
Yeah, so it's I feel like uni life for me especially, I haven't had too much stress. I've had bits and pieces of stress, with assignment deadlines, making sure I've got enough money to save money for food and also make trips back, because obviously I can't have my car down in uni. And it can be stressful at times, but I think it wouldn't be a good uni experience if you didn't face stress.
Kind of, were you saying it kind of prepares you for life?
Yeah, it prepares you for life, because if you think about it, a lot of the people I know who are in their first year now are 18, 19. They went to school, they might have gone to college, or they might have taken a gap between school and college and then gone straight to uni. Mm. And fair enough, if you've had a job in that time, that's fair. But depending on what your home life is like, if your parents, so let's say your parents, you have a job, but they say, you know what, you don't need to contribute to the house or whatever, because a lot of parents, they say once you start earning money, maybe like 20 quid a week or £100 a month towards just household things. A lot of parents don't do that. Also, I mean, it's a bit of both. A lot of parents do that. A lot of parents don't. It depends on the parenting style. But if your parents don't do that, and you are able to spend your money on things you want, then it's like, you know, you're not prepared for uni because you don't do a weekly food shop. You don't need to make sure, right, okay, you need to make sure that you can get to uni. Depending on where you live, you might need to take the bus, you might need to walk, or you might need to get an Uber sometimes because you're late. You need to make sure you've got enough money spare to do that. You need to make sure you've got enough money to do the things you want to do, like social life, because having a social life at uni is important. You might not like going clubbing every night, but you might want to go out for a meal one day. You've got to make sure you have money for that. You need to make sure you have money for the rent for the apartment and enough money for food. So it's like budgeting, and that can be very stressful.
Okay, so if I was at uni now,
yeah,
because I'm young enough to do that. So when you go to uni, and obviously, where would you go right now? So say you're starting to suffer with your mental health. Where do you go? What do you do?
For me personally, whenever I have been stressed, it depends on the person. But obviously, the university have like people you can talk to, like they have a student union and things like that you can talk to. But sometimes, like a lot of people, especially me, I don't like talking about my feelings. You can ask any of my mates this. I only really talk about my feelings when, you know, shit hits the fan, or I'm really I need help. I want something outside opinion. So what I'll often do is I'll put my head down and go into my work. Sometimes I'll just chill out, go on a walk or something, or, you know, just so I don't spiral. I need that sort of break.
To step out of the situation, I suppose.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. I want to say, so last year I had COVID before Christmas. About this time last year I had COVID, and I was stuck in my room at uni, and I had an assignment due. Luckily, I've got all the equipment and the software needed to do the assignment at home, but I'm missing out on all, like, asking my mates, because they're in class doing their work. I'm missing out on all that stuff. Like, asking, can you help me do this? I'm having to research it myself, and because I was confined to my room, I couldn't go out on a walk and, like, clear my head. I just had to sort of just stay in my room. And I got really stressed throughout that whole week. Luckily, I got the assignment done. I pulled, like, a 28-hour all-nighter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was asleep for like 12 hours the next day. Probably more than that. I remember waking up on Thursday morning. I didn't go to bed until like 2 hours after the assignment was due on the Friday. And I remember my mates going to sleep on the Thursday night, because we were all in a Discord chat together. I remember going to sleep on the Thursday night and then waking up and joining back around 11 o'clock, asking Kyle, how long have you been here for? I was like, I haven't been asleep yet.
Oh, wow.
Just finishing the work.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of people who do that now regardless. A lot of people who, like, you know, because they got work, they can't do their assignments on time, or they have to, like, do...
So where do they go for help for that? Like, not obviously to get the assignments, and that's your job, but
yeah,
if you're finding uni life stressful, obviously the unions, bits and pieces, so like, is there... I want to say a mental health department. I
don't personally know this for a fact, but I believe there are, like, you can speak to people at the university. I don't know exactly what the role is or who it is you can go to, but I always get, like, emails, and I see posters up about, you know, if you ever need to talk, you can come to us. I don't know the name of it because I've never personally used it myself, and it's just one of those things that I see in passing. I think I know a few people who might have used it. And they've said it's really helped. But, yeah, there definitely are things in place at my university, and I can imagine across all universities, that if you are suffering badly, that you can go and talk to them.
Go and get help from somewhere.
Yeah. But it doesn't. But getting help doesn't always mean, you know, you're going to stick with uni life. Like I said, my mate, she left a few months in, and I caught up with her. She came down, like, I want to say, just after Freshers Week. Yeah. And I asked her,
September time.
Yeah, September, October time. And I asked her how she'd been, and she said she's never felt better. She's working for, I think, like either a clothing company or a makeup company, and all, or like something to do with, like, that sort of industry with media, and she's loving life. So,
yeah, I suppose I can see. So, the answer to the question: if you're finding stuff difficult in life, you can take another path, which
Yeah.
kind of, with what you're saying, can cure or change your mental health, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it all depends on the person, because sometimes, like, people will stick it out, stay at uni, and then you see them 3 years later, they might be in their dream field, and they're like, "Well, I didn't really need to do. Like, this isn't where I want to be." Or you could see people who are like, who just give up, and then in 2 years' time regret it and feel like they're too old now to go to uni.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I wasn't interested. I'm one of these people that would rather just get stuck in, which obviously I can see where your friend's coming from, and it just, that uni life wouldn't have been for me. I think that would have messed with my mental health a little bit. Obviously, I think you're lucky because obviously I know your dad and bits and pieces. You know how to cook. You've done the food shopping. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But like you said, there's not many kids. No, they're in like a bubble.
Yeah, I know so many people who don't know how to cook at uni. I know so many people who don't know how to iron, who didn't know how to wash their first time. And for me, I was lucky that my parents obviously taught me how to do all this stuff. And I even remember during lockdown, I said to myself, I want to learn how to cook, like, the basics, like chicken, spaghetti bolognese, all that, just so, like, I can later on down the line learn to cook new things, but at least then I
you got the basics. Yeah, well, I call that streetwise. Yeah, is exactly. How I call it. There's not many kids nowadays that I don't think the schools are helping.
Well, I mean, kids do food tech and everything in school, but like as much as you do food tech, it's never like and other things like.
Yeah, but that's not on a budget, though, is it?
It's not on a budget, no, because your parents end up buying you the ingredients and stuff like that.
So, what was your average? All right. Food for a week. What sort of meals would you have on a budget?
So last year, I'll tell you what I'd have like last year, because this year's been a bit all over the place. But last year, I'd probably go about like 20 quid a week.
Wow, that's not bad.
Like 10 to 20 quid. It all depends, because like what I would do is at the beginning of the year, I'd go to like Sainsbury's, Lidl, Aldi, somewhere like that, and I get like all like packets of rice, spaghetti, and stuff like that, and pasta, and all that obviously lasts a while. So if I got like a big family pack for myself, that'd probably last me most of the year, and it pretty much did. And every week I'd buy things like mince, chicken, beef, and just whatever I fancied. This year is pretty much the same, but I just forgot to do that at the beginning of the year. So every week now I'm also.
So it's not all right. You think you're living on like baked beans and stuff then?
I mean, no, people do live on like baked beans and stuff. Like I've even said like. I've even made things myself where it's like 1 week I'm like, oh yeah, I'll make steak and homemade chips. Next week I'll just be living off like tin food.
Is that because you blew the budget in the week before?
It's not just about blowing the budget. Sometimes it's just like, do I want to do a massive food shop if I know I'm not going to eat that much? Because like if you spend, I remember from the first few weeks, I was like, especially in my first year, I was spending like 40 quid on all this stuff. And then by the time I actually get to wanting to eat it, it's gone out of date. And I'm thinking, really, what's the point of spending that much money if it's all going to go out of date? Mm-hmm. Obviously, like you can freeze things, you can defrost things and stuff like that. But even then, it's just like at some point you're gonna run out of food, and that. So sometimes just having an easy meal that's cheap is fine. Also, it also depends on like your average like day. Mm-hmm. If I've got an assignment that needs doing, and I know I'm not going to go to the gym that day, and I know I'm not going to like spend too much time out and about, I will just cook like one big meal and split that up, just like either just to have throughout the day. Like one thing I like cooking like was like homemade chicken chow mein. Mm-hmm. I'll just like do like 1 or 2 chicken breasts, throw some noodles in there in the sauce, and that will be like my meal for like the day. I'll just cut that.
You just have a bit as and when you want to need it.
Yeah, and it's like you don't necessarily. It can be stressful, think like meal planning and stuff like that. For some people, it's easy. Again, it all depends on like how you were raised in your family situation. Because I know a lot of people who will turn around to their parents and be like, "Oh, Dad, can you send me like 30 quid? I want to go out to the pub tonight." They've got money, but they don't want to spend their own money, and their parents will be like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Me, on the other hand, I won't ask my parents for money unless it's like the last resort. I'll always try and think of a way to get money, like. Whether it's saving, even if I've got to sell something I don't use or anything like that, I will always, because to me it's sort of like, as much as I love my parents, they've been great with me. They'll always give me anything I need when I ask for it. And if they can't get it to me straight away, they'll make sure that I do get it. But I feel like I'm at that age now where it's like, right, I'm 21, and I know if I need them, I can ask them for money, but I shouldn't have to rely on them so heavily.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
I get that.
It's like I'm the one that chose to go to university. I'm the one that chose to live here. I'm the one that chooses to buy the food that I want to cook. It's my responsibility to do all that.
That's not a bad way of looking at life.
Yeah. Some people think differently. Some people do think differently. They ask their parents, they ask their friends, they work and stuff like that. And I'm not knocking anyone for it. It's how you know, that's your life. This is just how I choose to go about mine.
Wow. Obviously, you talk as much as Daniel do, or does do. That wasn't even English, was it?
Yeah.
You talk as much as he does.
Yeah.
So obviously, just so we can switch it back. So, was you a bit offended on like one of the subjects that obviously?
What you guys?
What you know? No. About as in the 20 years you want a picture from 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. So are we gonna address this?
Oh, go on then. I'm up for it.
So a few. Is this the one I told you about that I had the video idea for? Yeah. So a few podcasts ago, it might have been like 32 or 33. Yeah. You know, I actually remember the numbers.
Yeah. Well done. It's only because you're editing them.
Yeah, true. But there was a comment made about most attractive in the studio, or something like that. And I think Daniel said, if I was your age, no, he said that you asked would you say you're more attractive than me? He said, no, I'm going to win it all the time, which I am, let's face it. And you then turn around, what if he was my age?
Mate, you at 40 is going to look broken.
No, see, I thought you were 60. Jeez, you're not doing well for yourself. No, but he said him at 40 would he'd pull anyone. I think we were talking about like going into like a gay nightclub and who would
that's correct.
And I took that I'm just meaning in general. Doesn't matter what you're into. I reckon I could still pull more than you at 40.
At 40,
because I still have a full head of hair.
You remember so hang on. Right. You're telling me your dad chooses to do that?
Yeah.
He chooses that, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, he still gets his hair cut. It's not like he just doesn't get it cut. He chooses it. He used to have dreadlocks. He just chose shave them off one day and everyone liked it.
So there's no one bald in your family?
No, not as far as I know.
Oh.
So
obviously we need to keep this open doors of mine just so we know what I'm 40. Or do you still want that picture?
I still want that picture because so this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell this to everyone now. Because if they ever see me in person or they want to DM me, they can. They can DM the Open Doors Open Minds Instagram. I want to do a video. I'm going to film it in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, I'm going to go out on the streets of Southampton, Bracknell, Reading, wherever I am. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go out on social media. I'm going to post a picture of him when he was my age, and I'm going to use an AI to post a picture of me at 40, like what it would look like, you know. And I want to see how many people prefer you over me. Not to pick one or the other. I'm going to say give a rating out of 10.
Yeah, and see who gets the best.
And see who gets the most, like, on average.
This is going to be interesting.
And if it's close, I have got a second video idea.
Oh, go on.
Which is me and you make a Tinder of 2 Tinders each. One of me at 21, one of you at 21 with all your photos, and then one of me at 40, one of you at 40 with all your photos.
What, I'd see who gets the...
And see who gets the most. And see who gets the most likes, who gets the most matches and all that. I just want to see what would happen, you know. I thought, I was editing it.
Yeah.
I remember exactly what I was doing. I was editing it in my room, and I paused the video because I was like,
it aggravated you, right?
What have I just heard right now? And I sent it to my mates, and they were all a bit like, that's actually jokes, to be fair. I ran the idea by them, and they said, if you got nothing better to do, you might as well do it. And I thought, yeah. You know,
why not? I'm up for that challenge.
I'm definitely up for that challenge. Also, Bernie, I know you're watching. I'm going to look directly at the camera for this. You can't just pick him because you've known him longer than you've known me. It's not
well, we not get Daniel involved because we know full well where that's ending up, don't we?
I think me and Daniel would be pretty close. I don't know what Daniel looked like when he was 21.
That's a very good point, actually. I reckon we should drag that. Do you know
how old was he when he was on X Factor?
What, 15 years ago, something like that, wasn't it?
So, and how old is he now? He's like...
I think he's just coming up to 40.
Okay, so about 15 years ago, it would have been what, like 25-ish.
Yeah.
So now he's obviously not here today. Couldn't be here. Didn't want to be here.
He just let us down as usual.
If we can find a photo, should we just like put it on screen right now for everyone to see?
Yes.
That's our Christmas present to you.
I'm sure. I'll tell you
a mugshot of Daniel.
I'm telling you what. The one person who'll have the picture we're requiring, right, is Bernie.
All right. So, we can't even address it in the podcast because this is going to go up in the podcast.
Yeah, but no. But obviously, we don't put the pictures up now. Obviously, for your challenge of what you said.
Oh yeah, and I feel like we should still
we can't do Daniel, can we?
We'll just throw one up of Daniel now. He's not here. This is his punishment for not being here. And it says Christmas present to all our fans. A mugshot of Daniel at 25. Daniel, if you're watching, this was Scott's idea. He told me to say this before the podcast. I didn't just make it up on the spot.
What? Because his punishment, and he chose to go to Edinburgh rather than.
I'm just saying you wanted me to throw a mugshot off of Daniel at some point, just so I don't get the stick for this that you do.
Not the fact it was your idea.
Well, my idea. You paid me.
You paid me. Listen to it.
You paid me money to.
So you're going to put like a jingle on this, a Christmas jingle?
Yeah, I'll put a Christmas jingle. I'll put some sort of Christmas spin on it.
Right. So going into Christmas, what you got planned?
I haven't actually got too much planned. I think it's just a normal dinner with the family, like dinner, presents, all that sort.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that gave the viewers loads of just a normal dinner.
Not everyone does like an amazing. Not everyone has to.
So are you having your mums, dads? You going to all of them?
I'll probably be at all of them at some point during the day.
Oh, don't look too excited, will you, mate? Scrooge.
I feel like Christmas is one of them times where I'll enjoy the day when it comes, but the build up to it isn't as much hype. Because at the end of the day, it's just like it is a nice holiday and everything,
right?
But I'm sick and tired of going into town and all I hear is Christmas music and all the lines are about 10 miles long. I want to buy one Christmas card and it's a tenner.
Yeah,
I'm like, right, fair enough.
So do you know what I did yesterday? Forgot I was getting a delivery for the Christmas present.
And let me guess, it was outside and
no. They took it back. It's going to be delivered in the new year. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's going to be delivered in the new year.
See, I've ordered my parents' things, and I've already told them this. I said it's not going to come on Christmas. Ordered them from America on eBay. Won't tell you what they are because I think my dad watches this.
So did you not order it in time for Christmas then? Was it?
Well, no, I ordered it.
Was it lastminute.com?
No, I ordered it like the day after my birthday, which was like the 7th of December. And, well,
go on. This should be interesting.
And I looked at them. And it said, obviously this was before I knew about postal strikes and stuff like that. And it said expected delivery between the 20th and 23rd. I thought that's perfect. Even if it's delayed by like one day, it should hopefully come like around that time. And then I got an email, I think last week, saying due to postal strikes and such, the expected delivery date is now between the 27th and the 13th of January.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like... I was a bit bummed, so I called my parents. I was like, "Look, I've got you guys something. Don't think I forgot, but it's not turning up yet. But they are good presents, so hopefully they enjoy it."
So why don't you just get like a pitch screenshot of it saying this will be coming and
wrap it? Yeah, I probably will do that. Like, I'll show them what they are on the day, but I'm not gonna tell them what they are beforehand, am I?
Oh, so your mum doesn't watch this then?
I don't know, she might do. She watches my one, so.
Right.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people watch my one that I didn't know about, so.
So go on then. So just obviously we can do a little bit of a push into your one.
Oh.
What is your podcast that you do?
So I have quite a few little channels I do. If you're going to let me promo myself, you've got to let me promo all of it.
Go on then.
So I've got, how many channels do I actually have? I've got 3 in total. 4 if you include Open Doors, Open Mind.
Go on then.
So we've obviously got the Lads podcast where me and my mates, we just basically talk shit all day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the one I thought you were going with.
Yeah.
Go on then.
And then I've got my other channel which I'm trying to kickstart, which is, and you love this name, it's Man Like Kai.
Man
Like Kai. And that's where I'm going to put the videos of. I'll post it on your channel as well. But the videos of me going out and asking people.
Man Like Kai.
Yeah.
Go on, then what's the other one?
It's just like a little music thing that I started. It used to be Kai Born, and I think it's like Kai Born Beats or Kai Ocean Beats or something like that.
Oh, you were really enthusiastic about that one.
Well, because that one's like the one that's done the most subscribers and views, and that's like I don't really have any more ideas for it at the moment.
So Man Like Kai.
Man Like Kai and the Lads podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Links in the description. Top bars as well, because I'm the one that.
I was about to say if they can't find it, he obviously didn't do his job properly.
But yeah, no, because yeah. But I enjoy doing the Lads podcast. Obviously, you let us use this space in exchange for me editing your podcast, which I think is a very fair price.
Fair price
for the time being.
I didn't realise you were doing 2 others.
Oh no, the 2 others they don't. I don't do them here, do I?
I don't know.
No, I don't. I've had one of them. I've had longer than I've known you.
Yeah, I've subscribed to that one.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I've got over 1 million views on that channel. One video has done more.
What was you going to say there? What was you?
No,
Go on then.
I was just saying,
This is supposed to be a Christmas special, and you're just going to do what? Go on, say it.
No, I'm joking. But no, yeah. This is a Christmas special. So, Peter, what are your plans for Christmas?
He's not on the mic.
Is he not mic'd up?
No, he's all editing. We've left him to it. He's trying to give him so we can have Christmas. Oh, how bad are you?
Now. Well, what? He's got family coming over. Do you guys have like a Christmas tradition, Monopoly or anything like that? Fair enough.
I'm going to just start my own new Christmas tradition.
What is it?
So basically, obviously, my son lives with me.
Yeah.
So we're going to go out for breakfast Christmas Eve. Then we're going to the Showcase Cinema.
To watch.
Go on, what do you think I'm going to watch?
Well, it's probably going to be Avatar.
Yeah, boy.
I'm not too hyped for that, but...
What?
I'm just not. Yeah, carry on. What else are you doing?
Do not subscribe to that idiot's channel. How could you not be? We've waited. Well, it's probably older than you. We've been waiting, but
no, I think it came out the same year as Morn, 2001. No, 2010. The first one came out, didn't it?
Something like that. But yeah,
I don't know. I saw the trailer and I just thought I was expecting a bit more.
In what way?
Well, you wait 10 years. Like think like Endgame. If you like compare Avatar to Endgame.
Yeah.
Everyone was waiting for Endgame for like a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was like this massive thing. Everyone was hyped for it.
Right.
Avatar, I feel like it's one of those things where it's been hyped. It was hyped up too early. And now it's just one of them things where I'm like, I'll go see it. I'll go see it because I want to see it, but I'm not like...
It's 3 hours and 20 minutes, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited to spend 3 hours in the cinema.
Oh. Well, that was really my new...
I'm sure it'll be a great Christmas tradition.
Well, I wanted to do that.
So you're going to watch that every year then? That one Avatar?
Because there's... So basically I took him probably about 2 months ago to watch the first one.
Yeah.
So obviously he understood. Obviously he loved the first one and he couldn't wait for So for him, it's only been 2 months. So it might be, in a sense, of from watching the first one, where I watched it 10 years ago.
Yeah. You should have made him wait 10 years.
What, and then make him watch the next one?
That's what, with Endgame, a lot of families did that.
What?
Their kids who started getting into really... I saw this on like TikTok a few months ago. They told their kid they had to wait a year and they've only just seen it.
What?
Because they were like too young to realise you can just Google the ending. And their parents are like, you have to wait 1 year now. We waited 1 year, you wait 1 year.
To get... Yeah, no, I felt... Well.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to do that. Then I'm obviously doing Christmas Eve. The Christmas Day I've got all booked up. Banging it. If I don't put a stone on in 2 days, I'll be very surprised.
Fair enough.
Then obviously I'm going to see family on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And then we're back in doing this again.
Okay, so when are you guys... Are you doing one before the New Year?
No.
So you're not doing an episode before the New Year?
No.
Okay, well in that case, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yeah,
Happy
sorry.
New Year. This will be it.
Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. I don't know what's the politically right thing to say.
I think it's Happy
Holidays.
Yeah, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. If you're one of those people, I get people who send me that message. I'm like, okay, it's not the New Year though, is it?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We not even got that far, but
no, I get people say Happy New Year's Eve.
What?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going out, it could be a happy one. But yeah, so back on the topic of Christmas because we've got quite a bit of time left.
Yeah.
I've got 2 questions for you.
Go on.
Favorite Christmas movie?
See, what reminds me of Christmas, and this is probably not politically correct anymore, Superman.
Okay.
I remember Superman would be on at Christmas.
Okay.
And I couldn't, like, I've watched it since then by myself, like, since I was a kid in bits and pieces, and realised it was quite in good colour because my dad used to sit there smoking cigars. So I used to always watch it through cigar smoke.
Yeah.
And then,
okay, so that's like your Christmas movie that you'd watch. But if you had to pick like a Christmas-themed movie.
Christmas-themed
like
movie.
Christmas Carol, Elf, Arthur Christmas, Polar Express, stuff like that.
See, my kids, well, we got into Polar Express. Obviously, that was always played when, like Christmas with the kids and bits and pieces. But for me, there wasn't really at my age, or I say their age kind of thing, when I was their age, there wasn't really much Christmas stuff. It was like Die Hard and all that kind of stuff.
Right, that leads me to my next question.
Go on.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Thank you. Because he come out on Twitter and said that it's not. But my argument is, if Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, then neither is Home Alone. Because think about it. So they've obviously gone on vacation at Christmas in Home Alone, haven't they? And they've left the kid behind.
Yeah, that happens always at Christmas when each one of them.
But if you were to take Christmas out of the equation and they were just to go on vacation, it would pretty much play out the same.
Yeah.
So if Die Hard's a Christmas movie because it's set at Christmas. If it happened any other time of the year, it would just be a normal movie.
Correct.
If Home Alone was to happen the same way but set at a different time of year, it still wouldn't be a Christmas movie.
So do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
So that's the thing. I've never seen Die Hard. I've seen like bits of it, but I still think it's a Christmas movie. It's set at. I think any movie that's set around Christmas.
So what do you watch at Christmas then, at family?
I just watch whatever's on TV. I watch Deadpool one year.
So you don't also like everybody will sit down?
We had one. What was it? I think we watched Final Destination one time.
So what is your typical Christmas day then? So what happens?
As a kid, I'll tell you what my one as a kid is, and then what my one recently is. So my one as a kid would be, you go downstairs, you open all the presents, we get like a ton of Legos, and we get like video games.
Yeah.
I basically on my DS playing the video game. Sometimes I'd finish it within the day because I was that excited to get it. Other times I'd like spend the next few days doing it. But we go around my nans, or my grands, or someone. We go around to a family members for Christmas. Not sure who it would be. We'd stay there late. We'd do dinner there. We'd stay late there, and then we'd either stay at our nan or family members, like me and my brother, because we had our presents there, or we'd come back with all the presents in the car and go home, and then just play with everything. And then the next day, it would be whatever was on TV, put in the background, one of those little dinner trays you'd get. This is just me doing this. Dinner trays with a bowl of like pigs and blankets, building Legos all day.
Oh, really?
I would spend the whole day building Legos.
Wow. See, obviously mine was similar to that. Like, we'd wake up. My sister, oh my God, she was a nightmare.
What's this, about 80 years ago?
She dickhead. No, my little sister, she's so excited, always been excited about Christmas. Yeah. She lives for Christmas. She'd wake everybody up. It could be a stupid o'clock in the morning. She would get shouted at, Sophie, go back to bed. It's not, it's too early, go back to bed. So we'd obviously go running downstairs, he's been, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously you do Christmas, unwrapping the presents, a bit like yourself. Then obviously you'd have Christmas dinner, we'd watch obviously Superman or something similar to that kind of old tradition kind of thing. And then obviously we would be either playing like the Super Nintendos.
Yeah. Cool, mate, you are on Super Nintendos.
Yeah.
Get an Xbox.
Xboxes weren't invented then.
Exactly, that's what makes you old.
Right, and then obviously that, but Boxing Day, it was kind of tradition. My dad would cook, but you're guaranteed to you'd have like the cold turkey, like the leftover pigs and blankets, bits and pieces like that. But he would always, what we call them, and obviously he's a Geordie, we used to call them yellow chips.
What, pigs and blankets, you call them yellow
chips? No, he would cook, so you'd have the turkey and everything, all the stuff that was left over from the day before.
Yeah.
But he would go and get, like a deep back fryer.
Oh, so he just battered
not like oven chips. Yeah, no, but chips.
Yeah.
He would do.
Okay.
My mum likes them quite cooked, if you understand what I mean. He would literally like, is it blanch or whatever it is?
I don't know. I'm not.
Oh yeah, proper like northern Geordie thing, kind of like. And he used to call them yellow chips because if they'd gone brown, they were too overdone.
Fair. Okay.
And that was pretty much. And obviously then, as we got a little bit older, you'd want to go and meet up your mates in the afternoon on Christmas Day. What you got? I got a bike. I got, you know what I mean? All the kind of the latest.
That used to be the biggest flex. What did you get for Christmas?
Yeah. Oh, you got trainers, did you? Yeah. Well, I got trainers and a jacket.
Yeah, I got trainers, a jacket, on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, what did you? I remember, what was it? One year I got GTA for Christmas, and I was really excited.
So are you like? Because obviously, I think most of my generation will pretty much say, yeah, you're guaranteed to get boxer shorts, sock stuff that you truly need.
It's boxer shorts, and if it's not a proper British Christmas if there's not a Lynx Africa under the tree.
Yes! See, everything. Always a Lynx product in there somewhere. Yes. I think Lynx did quite well.
The kids either get the parents like a mug or jewellery or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a basic, dressing gown and slippers. These are all basic British Christmas things.
Yeah,
probably done everywhere else.
I would imagine it, because you kind of like, you needed boxer shorts, and you kind of like set up for the next year.
I don't really ask for anything for Christmas. I always get asked, do
you not have a wish list then?
No, because you stole mine, and it's all here.
What he means is you're being recorded on it, and
I gave him my wishes when he first started this. He must have kept it, because everything you see in this studio is everything I wanted.
I told you I was gonna do it.
But yeah, no, no, not really, because I might ask for like one or two things. I think I said to my dad I want like a Hugo Boss.
So you not asked for anything specific this Christmas then?
No, I think I asked for like a Hugo Boss hat.
Do you think that's to do with your age though?
Yeah, because it's like at this point, it's like anything I want, I can realistically buy for myself, or it's too expensive to ask as a gift. Because my dad always goes, if I have when I get the money or have the money, I'll buy you like one of these cameras. I'm like, Dad, I appreciate the gesture, but for you to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on a Christmas present for me, I know you'll still get me other things, and that's just way too much.
Yeah.
So he says, so we have like a thing that says if I ever get close, like a couple £100 away, he'll put in like £200 or something towards it. And just things like that, I think just like, me and my brother are very different in that aspect.
And how's
my brother's 17. No, he's 17 next month, sorry. And he will have a list long. He'll basically, you might as well give him a scanner to go in Harrods, because he will just pick the most expensive things. And it'll just, I mean, fair, like, if that's what he's into, that's what he's into. But like, I think for the last maybe 2 years running, maybe even 3-4 years, there's not been anything specific. I might have been like, I need a new dressing gown or slippers.
Yeah, stuff that you need,
stuff
right?
that I actually need. But I've never gone around and been like, I want a brand new iPhone. I want a new car. I want a new Xbox. I want a new controller. Like if I need that stuff, and they're like, okay, well, just get me like a cheap one.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously I'm at that age where I know Santa don't exist. I can't just get anything I want. Within reason. Don't you do that?
Oh wow!
Then again,
you just spoil it for everyone. What do you mean Santa doesn't exist?
Well, it's not my fault that about 50 years ago you decided to stop dressing up as him. See, this is why people love me. I bring banter. I need to, Daniel's not here, and he makes a lot of witty jokes. I'm making up for that.
Do you know what everyone's asked me recently?
What was everyone asking?
Somebody's watched, or quite a few people watched the episode where he throws his phone.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to know.
Yeah.
Do you break it? I was like, generally, I'm assuming not.
I see. One of our TikTok comments was, "Oh, that's you. That is the guy who threw the phone." He goes, "Which one?" He goes, "The one that threw the phone." He goes, "Oh, why is that?" Because you've had 3 phones in the last 3 months and broken all of them.
So
he didn't break it though.
So obviously we've got to do, whereas we're about to wind it up because the next lot of people want to use the studio.
So what are we winding up with? Words of wisdom?
Go on then. No, not words of wisdom.
Word of the quote of the day?
No.
Well, we can't do hot topics because you haven't done that in months.
No, we're going to change it.
Do you not want to press the button for old time's sake, nostalgia? Do you remember which button it is?
Yeah, I've just got to switch it over.
Oh, God.
Do. You mean this one?
Hot topics.
Oosh.
Yeah, so you haven't done that in ages.
Because we haven't done
hot topics.
We haven't done that for a while, have we?
No, you haven't.
No,
so what are we going to wrap it up with?
How to have a good Christmas.
How to have a good Christmas. So anyone who knows me will know that to have a good Christmas, you drink responsibly. No, so have a good Christmas. I say, just remember, it's not just about presents and getting what you want. I don't know if kids watch this, but I'll put this out on my socials and people I know will watch this. It's not just about getting what you want, or getting expecting to get what you want. It is about spending time with family. It is, you know, going the extra mile to do something, an act of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll tell you what, perfect example. My dad, we were walking through town last week in Camberley, and we see this guy, see this homeless guy, and I think he gave him like a £20 note. And then he thought, you know what, right, that's not going to be enough. But rather than give him more money, we went to Greggs, and I think he spent about £30-40 on Greggs.
Oh, wow.
Probably the biggest Greggs order I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought him teas. We brought him like 2 or 3 teas, drinks, a lot of like cold foods as well as hot foods, so we could have that throughout like the next couple of days. And he was really grateful. And stuff like that, especially around this time of year. I mean, obviously do stuff like that all year round, but you know, it's a season of giving and that season of happiness and everything. So, you know, even it doesn't have, I'm not saying spend 50 quid on like a homeless person, if like just any act of kindness, whether it's helping your neighbour with the shopping, bringing that in, or, you know, spending that bit of extra time with someone who might need like a bit of help, or who's alone this Christmas. Just do something that would make someone's day a little bit better.
You pretty much covered everything there, buddy.
Yeah.
Everything I was going to say. But no, you're right. In a sense, it's one of them times of years that you can appreciate and do an act of kindness.
Yeah. It's something that makes this time a little more special. Because again, you can get presents on your birthday. You can buy yourself that Xbox you want when you get
Okay,
paid.
sorry, just obviously with the thing.
Yeah.
So we did the movies. We didn't do Chris song.
See, I knew you were going to say this because Marvin's a very controversial choice. Not controversial because it's like
We were supposed to be wrapping up, and you've gone controversial.
No.
You
tell me what your favourite Christmas song is.
The normal one's the Carol.
Christmas Carol. Wait, what song? There are so many Christmas carols.
Merry Christmas. Just normal standard. Merry
Okay,
Christmas.
see, my one is a fairly new. I like Christmas Drillings by the Sidemen. Have you heard it? Like, it's a decent song. I'll tell you what, I don't mind normal Christmas songs, but they're all the same. I can't. They get so overplayed.
Yep.
This is brand new and it's funny and I love it. They did 2 versions. They did 2 songs. They did like a really, really like shitty funny one, and they did like one where they actually spent like $100 grand on the shoot and everything.
Oh wow.
And it's a really good song. I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but they're trying to get it to number 1 in the charts by tomorrow or Thursday, and it's pretty much there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
But that is genuinely, and I know people who know me watching this are going to be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, oh, you could have picked anything.
Any song.
I'm picking Christmas Drillings, especially the house remix. I'll play it for you after this.
Okay, mate. Well, on that note, guys, please subscribe. We've got 100 subscribers.
Yes,
Obviously, I know you know that because
I'm the one that told him. He didn't know.
No, I did know.
He did know.
Yeah. Whoops. And basically, please subscribe and share the links.
Yep, Spotify, TikTok, because we do have a TikTok. You told everyone last time we didn't. We do have a TikTok at Open Doors Open Mind on TikTok. Our Instagram, Berkshire channel. Also, this needs to be addressed quickly. This channel will be posting before the Berkshire channel. So if you want, because I think Bernie last week wondered why we posted everything here and then not on the Berkshire channel. Yeah. Because we want to bring all our audience over here, we will do exclusives where we post more stuff over here, like more reels and stuff like that. But they will still also go up on the Berkshire channel. They just will be at a later date, maybe like 2-3 days later.
Yeah. So obviously, you need to come to Open Doors Open Mind to see it first.
Yep. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys, and a Happy New Year. We'll see you on the other side.
Christmas drillings make a killing. Got them children crying now that Santa Claus is missing. Ain't no presents to your birthday. Ain't no presents to your birthday.